So you could be going through some sort of disappointment in your finances right now, or this is something that you had gone through in the recent past. And there's always trials and tribulations when we come into this very dense plane of existence. We need to learn that being spiritual doesn't mean going without. It means embracing and being able to experience everything life has to offer. That is even abundance. That's the material plane. That's luxury. That's everything that you choose and desire to experience is meant for you because you desire it, because you want to experience it. So we have to get out of this negative connotation that, oh, spirituality means that you live in a tree and you eat apples all day. No, it's what is in alignment for your highest and greatest good. It's what is meant for you to experience. We have the Three of Quills, which is the Three of Swords. This is a new deck, by the way. Hard truth. I just got a message by Riddle. Hard truth that we had to learn something regarding 111 on the clock, how to embrace and how to make money, right? Like, so there's lessons in money. You could have had, say, some sort of job loss, and you were guided and are being guided to learn how to balance that because there's a tree here. Look at this tree. Okay, so that's the tree of your ancestors. You could have fairy, you could be a fairy blood. Okay, the fae could be significant 144 on the clock. You could have fairy ancestors, bloodline, lineages. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little story. When I was younger, I used to have a reoccurring dream that I used to go down in trees, a specific tree, and I used to go visit my fairy family underground. And it was like the Keebler elves. I don't know if all of you are even old enough to remember these commercials. Limited time. Okay, so there's a limited time that you're going to be in this place, but there's a limited time where you're gonna something's a limited time. So the balance of you coming into understanding why certain things had to happen because you had to grow in your capabilities. You had to understand that you are the vessel, that you are the prize. It's not that once it's gone for good. You had to learn how to acquire it and stand in your power. Okay, back to that dream. So you could have dreams or reoccurring dreams, or you could have had something. I don't know why that was significant, but you could have some sort of association with dreams, your dream state. But there's a whole world that's being rooted for you here, and you are learning how to balance it. This is the Two of Parchment, which is the Two of Pentacles. Learning how to ground in your desires, learning that once you attain the tools, it's like you're not beginning or starting from scratch. You have the tools to begin and build this foundation. The Page of Quills. Okay, this is the energy 333 you're moving towards, the mastery, the messages, learning to trust the messages, the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. So this is going into synchronicity, okay? You're learning how to trust the messages that are coming in for you, your communication style. This could even be someone that is going to, because this is like near future energy. So this is someone that is watching you, and in the near future, they're going to come in and take action because they see that you have acquired through your pain some sort of knowledge, the king of parchment. So you learned the lessons. Like I was saying, this is we go through certain things, we go through loss so we could learn how to regain something. And now you've conquered that. Now you're this king of parchment. Look at these cards. Aren't these cards beautiful? It's like my Halloween vibe. I love it. Okay. But this is you on your throne. Look how you're drinking wine. Wine could be significant. You could be like a connoisseur of wine. Okay. My God, I can't remember a sommelier 444 on the clock. That could be significant. But you see how his foot is on these books? It's because now you've mastered how to attain some sort of financial foundation, financial stability. You've mastered it. The king of parchment is someone who's very grounded, very regal. They are very business savvy. They bring a lot to the table. Okay. They're a boss, they're a leader. They have a very deep connection with earth, with nature. I'm getting Robin could be significant. This is someone who is very loyal, very trustworthy, someone that you want to go into business with. This is someone who has mastered business, someone who, when someone that you would want to do business with, okay? Free master class. Exactly. You have mastered something. I just got an email saying master class. 555 on the clock. So this is changing. This is what's being recognized. Someone is watching you, and in the near future, they're going to come in and communicate because they know that you hold some sort of wisdom. You see how he's holding this sword, and there's a crown, but above him is this like high priestess kind of vibe, is this woman, is this energy. You could be seeing feathers right now. White feathers could be significant, but there is some sort of divine message because you are a knight at the round table. I'm getting you could have been Camelot. Camelot could be significant. You could be reading that book, or you could have been a knight of Camelot or a knight at the round table. You could have been in some sort of high ranking position that you could have served some sort of royalty, some sort of prince or this or queen or king in a past life. And this is someone, or this is someone who is a knight of Camelot, someone who is a knight, air sign, Aries, Leo. Oh, excuse me. Okay, you could be an Aries, Leo, or Sag. That came out by accident, but Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but there are no accidents, is there? That was a Freudian slip. So, Page of Quills, someone who's been watching you, someone who holds some sort of high ranking status. You see how these couples are enjoying high tea? So, London, England can be significant. Okay, but you see how he's pointing down with his finger? There's something that you're not seeing. These roses could be significant. A rose garden, a rose bush, but your mastery did not come without its thorns. Your bloom did not come without the rain. So now someone is watching you, and they may have been watching you for quite some time. They may have been watching you balance everything and step into your king of parchment, your mastery. This is someone who has mastered the shadow and the light. They have a deeper understanding that money is energy, that abundance, that success is energy. It is not only a material experience, but there is an energetic frequency to that experience. And now you've mastered it, and you are going to be enjoying the finer things in life. You have, because this placement is something that you have to overcome, or something that is blocking you. But as the king of parchment, you have already overcome it. You have already mastered it. There's nothing stopping you now. Now you're coming into balance. And then we have the ace of light, which is the ace of cups. So this could very well be someone that wants to take action and come in and bring in some sort of love offer. Or this is you again, just mastering. You see the light and the dark, and you have made these sacrifices. You see how this person's a vampire. Okay. So you could have had, like, you know how the vampires have that seductive kind of magnetic energy. 9/11 on the clock, you could be seeing 9/11. But this is someone who is very intrigued by you, someone who is very persuaded by you, just by your natural essence, by your natural glow. This person could be the shadow, but the shadow in a very high vibrational state. And what I mean by that is, you could be, not all shadow, not all shade is malevolent. Okay, if I could get the word out, is malevolent, is bad. Sometimes it is also, like, if you think of Hades, who was a god of the underworld, of the gates of crossing over. He was the richest of all gods. He was with Persephone, which was his niece, but he was very loyal, very committed, 10-10 on the clock, very committed, very loyal to her, even though he was Hades, but he wasn't like the other gods. He didn't acquire the riches and the fame and the fortune like everybody else. So this is someone that is lurking in the shadows, I'm getting, but and they could have some sort of maybe like a very cold demeanor, or they hold some sort of ranking, but it could come off in a negative connotation, in a negative way, but it's not that at all. They are very seduced by your energy, by your light. Or this is someone that wants to come in and come off like they're giving you this ace of light, this ace of cups, but they want to drain you. So be mindful, because the overall arching energy is the justice card, Libra energy. But you see how you have been imprisoned 1111 on the clock. As I say that, you have been imprisoned, or you have been a prisoner to your past, because this justice card, they're in some sort of cell, some sort of holding, but you see how this person is watching them. So this is someone who holds some sort of ranking. Okay, now it's a benevolent shadow keeper, and there are such things. If you do the research, if you do research on history and so on and so forth, okay, but this is like Osiris with Isis. It's like the light and the dark, but this masculine holds, oh, masculine, okay, that another Freudian slip. I know I'm not pronouncing it, but I can. But if you understand what I'm saying, then you understand, right? So the scales are being brought into balance. You had to reflect. You had to understand and understand your self reflection. You see how this reflection is this noble man, but they're holding a pistol. So there was some sort of injustice that is being brought into light, that you were accused of something that you didn't do. And someone in the shadows, which is this person, has been watching you and now is bringing justice into your life. They're going to rectify the wrong. And then underneath the deck, we have the Two of Ink, which is the Two of Wands energy. So this is like the jungle, um, the that jungle movie, the Jungle Story, the Jungle Book. I think that's what this Two of Ink, Two of Wands, is based on. Okay, that's what this deck is. It's a literary tarot. That's what it's called, the literary tarot. So it's based on certain stories, certain books, and that's why I love it. Even though I haven't read all these books, but the Jungle Book is about a boy who was raised in the jungle by wolves, by a pack of wolves. So this could even mean that someone who is out of the ordinary. You may not be or look like your family. You may not be, or this is someone that's watching you and making a decision to come in, and it may not appear what it is or what it seems in the beginning with your own two two eyes. I was gonna say two insights. Okay, with your insight, so you're gonna have to require some sort of insight, some sort of connection, tapping into your gifts, into that crown energy, reaching out to your ancestors, because you do have dark ancestors that weren't able to ascend into the light, but they had mastered their shadow. Okay, but maybe they were some sort of witches and they were killed because they were seemed as dark witches, but they weren't causing harm. They were only dark witches in the sense of they were doing protection spells, that they weren't doing malevolent spells and hexes and curses to take away from someone, to destiny swap, but they were doing protection spells, and that was also deemed as dark witch energy. But this person is so attracted to you. Chills, I'm getting chills. They are tempted by you. They want to come in, they want to seduce you, they want to bring in this cup of love. They want to introduce you to their life. 144 excuse me, 1440 on the clock, which is 144 on the clock as I look up. This is going to be your divine justice. This could also be the yin and yang energy that I'm getting. So a partnership that's coming in because this person has been watching you long enough, and this is near future energy. They want to come and put that crown on your head. This person has been watching you. They know that you are their divine counterpart. They're going to be very gentlemanlike. They are going to be very ladylike. Okay, 15:15 on the clock. This person has manners. This person, I'm getting like old money, old world money. This person could also come from a family that holds some sort of secret wisdom, sacred knowledge, secret society that I'm getting, that have been watching you, but it's not in a negative way. They are the protectors in the shadows, the ones that you don't see. They could hold some sort of very magnetic frequency, like the seduction frequency, but it's in a positive way. Even though it's seductive energy, and seductive energy is kind of considered lower vibrational energy, but there's always a polarity to this. And this is something that they have too mastered, and they have been watching you go through some sort of trial and tribulation, but they are bringing justice into your life in the near future. If you've gotten this far, like, share, and subscribe, drop a comment down below. And I am wishing you the highest and greatest form of love wherever the day may find you.